Yo, what's up, guys? So, I recently got back from a great trip to Seattle, and I wanted to tell y'all about it. Honestly, I've been sleeping on Seattle for a bit, but this trip was cool and actually sold me on Seattle. So, to get to Seattle, I actually took a Amtrak train up from the Bay, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. It was my first Amtrak ride, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. I'll say the views were amazing, and it's definitely a unique experience. Plus, I got to chat with some cool people, and that made the experience better. So, look out for a video about my Amtrak experience coming soon. In Seattle, I decided to stay in a hostel in Chinatown, and it was straight. I stayed in hostels before, so I know the routine and the vibe already. I feel like each hostel has its own unique quirks, and the American hostel in Seattle was no different. So, if you're looking for a low key place to crash, I'd stay here. Also, I almost forgot to mention they had a TV room, TV up there, slash music room. You see the piano right here. So this is a nice lounge area. They have some weights, some aesthetic plant. I don't know if that's real or fake. You have the guitar right here. Uh, some interesting art back there. And yeah. If you guys want to see me play guitar, let me know. Since the hostel was in Chinatown, I decided to explore the area a bit. After dark, it can be slightly sketchy, but it was still cool. I stopped at this Chinese restaurant called Dozone, which I enjoyed. The prices are reasonable, but the portions are small, so keep that in mind if you stop by. The next morning, I hit up the waterfront. It was chill just to walk through and take in the energy of the city. Thank God the sun was out and the weather was almost perfect. And don't at me, but I feel like this waterfront actually beats the San Francisco waterfront by a mile. Next, I slid through the Pike Place Market. This is probably the most quote-unquote Seattle place that comes to my mind when I think of the city. I always saw and heard about the fish tossing. Didn't get to see it, but still a good vibe. Another good vibe was my breakfast stop at Pierogi. The food was delicious, and I think a highlight of the trip food-wise. I'll definitely stop by here again the next time I come. Next up was the Seattle Aquarium. Personally, I like visiting aquariums when I go travel and actually prefer them to zoos. If you haven't been to a coastal aquarium, definitely go. I think it's a unique experience. Often the aquariums are integrated into the coastline, which gives it another cool factor. One of my favorite parts was, I guess it's called the reef area or a low tide pool area where you can actually touch the different fish and plants. After the aquarium, I jumped on the ferry to Bainbridge Island. The ferry was huge and, in my opinion, much bigger than I thought it was going to be. The ride was smooth and relaxing though. The views from the ferry are great and really allow you to take in the skyline and the nature and the mountains in the area.
Oh, I want one of those so bad. They're really. Does it work as good as everybody says they do?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice. Like right now I'm filming landscape, and I can flip it and do portrait, and it's just nice to not have to pull out your phone. You can take pictures, videos, slow mo.
How long does the battery last on it?
I spent a bit of time in Bainbridge, but didn't want to be there too long because my phone was about to die. The most interesting thing though was I learned about pickleball. Did you know that pickleball was created on Bainbridge Island? I didn't. And also learned that pickleball is the state sport of Washington. After Bainbridge, I was hungry, so I decided to stop at this place called Ivar's for an early dinner. It was It was alright. I was running late to get back to the hostel, so I just had a really quick peek into the Klondike Gold Rush Museum. It has some cool stories about how the city blew up during the Gold Rush days, so if you like history, maybe you can check that out. Before I caught my flight back to the bay, I stopped at Uwa Jimaya, probably not pronouncing that right, for some snacks. It's a great Asian store, and especially for Japanese food. A couple other cool things about Uwa Jimaya is the food court with the different vendors, and also the Kinokuniya bookstore. And just like that, the trip was over. I wasn't sure about Seattle at first, but this trip definitely didn't disappoint. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More adventures coming soon, so stay tuned.